Hey everybody, my name is Justin and I'm here with a very special guest. This is my best friend, Wayne.
Hello.
Today we're going to be talking about one of the first movies we ever watched together. About 8 years ago we watched a movie on Netflix called Thankskilling. You came over and we watched Thankskilling and we had a really good time watching it, and it's been about 8 years since I saw it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it since. I never watched it after we saw it the first time.
I knew that there was a sequel, the third movie, in space after the end, and we haven't watched that one. We didn't watch that one, but the first one,
The sequel, by the way, Thankskilling 3.
in space.
Yes.
I haven't watched it in a while, but this one I had to search around to find it because it's like hidden in amongst.
Netflix doesn't seem to want to let people
Promote
see
this
that movie
kinda
anymore.
Art and craft.
Yeah.
But we're going to talk about Thankskilling. We're going to talk about the movie. We're going to talk about Turkey and all of his ridiculous lines and how this movie opens up. I had checked to see if this was the right movie, and I remember the very first shot
Yeah, I did not remember this.
until we watched it.
Yes,
It's just
then I
a
remembered.
pilgrim titty.
Yes, it's the breasts of a pilgrim from back during the first Thanksgiving.
They said the olden days.
The olden days.
Yes, and it's
Yes.
just...
Which, by the way, I don't know if you noticed that, but they actually showed the town population was 13 in present day, but then the olden days, it said it was 12. So there's a one person difference from the olden days.
So we got the pilgrim titty, and we have the introduction of our villain, the turkey, and his line that is...
The line at the beginning?
Yes,
Oh, yeah. I don't know what you're able to
Nice.
say on this channel.
Yeah, I'm a teacher, so
Yeah.
can't talk too
He
much.
said you have nice breasts.
Nice tits, bitch.
Is it breast?
Yeah.
We'll let the clips do the talking.
Yeah.
But after that, we are introduced to a very diverse cast. We have
Yeah.
a nerd, a hillbilly, an
Jock.
easygoing girl, a
Yeah.
jock. It's just like
And
you
then,
said,
a
it was
nice,
the Power Rangers.
Yeah, so they all could be Power Rangers. You had a little bit of everybody, every little personality you could think of in a high school. A 32-year-old jock wearing a red shirt, of course, and then everybody else. But
And so then we get introduction for all of them, and the one nerd guy just...
yeah, constantly is wiping his mouth, I guess, because he's excited.
And then they have was it Johnny is the jock who just...
Yeah,
It's like, kiss my muscles.
his biceps.
And so the story is that they're going on a Thanksgiving break. In my head, I keep wanting to say Thanksgiving. It's like, that's not the holiday. Thanksgiving break. And they're all super pumped. They're ripping their shirts off and they're just headed to somewhere for the weekend. And they break down on the side of the road. They want to rage in the forest. And they tell the story of the turkey in a very animated form, which I was very surprised to see in this movie. And we learn that the story of this turkey that wants to kill white people.
Now, when they broke down and they took out all the alcohol, did they say where they were going originally?
I don't know where they were going. I think
because
they were
thinking
going to
about
that
it-
girl's house
Oh, okay.
to see the sheriff.
Okay.
So they
were planning on drinking anyway.
Yeah.
They didn't just happen to have all that. Okay.
so they camp out on the side of the road, and the nerd tells them the story, and they don't believe him. And then the girl goes off into the woods and discovers that turkey is real. But previously, before this, and I forgot to mention how he came to be, the turkey, how he came back to life.
Right. He was buried in the woods, and this hermit's dog walked off and started urinating in the woods, and just happened to urinate on what was supposed to be an ancient Indian totem.
But it looks like he got it from Hobby Lobby.
It was literally just like not even a foot tall, completely clean, but he just peed all over it, and that angered the spirit of this demonic turkey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that's what, I guess, causes turkeys to come back to life, is dogs pissing on them.
Yeah.
And so the dog dies from the hands of the turkey, and and it leaves the hermit on his knees, shouting at the turkey because that's what happens.
And he does make a reference that the dog may have been his wife also, I think.
So, flash forward, the girl discovers the turkey as she's talking to her dad, and she doesn't know how to handle this, and she goes back to the camp. They don't believe her, and she goes to bed, and then, out of nowhere, a flying stuffed rabbit comes.
A rabbit gets thrown from the woods into their campfire.
And what's as odd is that the guy knows, he looks at the rabbit and just knows that it was killed by a turkey.
Yeah, you could tell he said it was, guts were pecked out by a beak, and not just any beak, but the beak of a turkey.
What makes me wonder, what is he studying on his days off?
Math and fowl.
So what happens after that?
Hold on.
They wake up.
I got some sweat. I'm obese.
They wake up, and the hillbilly, I totally forgot his name, is faced with the hermit and said that he protect him because the turkey was
the
there.
Hillbilly?
Yeah, the hillbilly.
Are you talking about the hermit or Billy the hillbilly?
the fat guy with the
That's
beard.
Billy.
That's
The
his name,
hillbilly.
Billy. Okay,
Yeah.
Billy. Billy wakes up and he has turkey droppings.
Yeah, he
that
has.
look like cut up hot dogs.
It does. It looks like little smokies in some sort of.
Like you would put like in mac and cheese.
Yes, yeah.
And said that the hermit had protect him, and so they drive off, and then Billy starts to kind of slightly believe it. After the turkey leaves the woods, he gets picked up by a guy, and just this guy's like going around trying to pick up turkeys.
Yeah, it was almost like the turkey was trying to hitchhike. This guy pulls over and opens up the door, and he asks him.
And the turkey says, or the guy asks,
He's like
ass or grass
or I forget.
cash.
Yeah.
And then he's like, well, I have ass. And then the guy's like,
He looks like he wants to have sex with
he's like,
turkey.
that's a thick ass, or
Yeah.
that's a thick turkey. And then he, like, as the turkey's like shy, he turns this way, and you see in the background that the guy's like starting to unbut his pants. And then he pulls out like a gun, and then he makes him call his daughter.
Like a full-on rifle he pulls out. The turkey pulls out
That's
a
like
rifle.
this conversation with his daughter. It's a really weird like conversation, but then he kills the turkey. But he kills the guy, and really like Sony Vegas style like animation.
Just like a pop of blood on the windshield, and that was it. Guy's dead.
That's where their $4,000 went.
Yeah, pretty
that
much.
that scene right there. So after they get their car up and running, they drop off one of the girls at the house, and she's very easygoing, and she has a friend come over, and
That's very polite, by the way.
just a nice friend.
Yeah, that
just
is.
to enjoy an
Yeah, it was
evening
really
together.
It's respectful.
But they're having sex with some of their clothes on, and they're enjoying it. And the turkey kind of like tag teams and gets his way in there.
Yeah, tag team is an interesting. He slides his way into that situation, and I don't remember how he ends up killing the man.
I don't remember, but I know he breaks the girl's neck.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Now you're stuffed."
Yeah. Now that's what I call getting stuffed.
Like, what is is the turkey and the guy that's like the same size? And they're just like, she
I
doesn't
think
notice any difference.
Well, to be honest, what I took from that was that she actually enjoyed it more from the turkey.
So then after he kills the girl, he goes to Johnny's parents' house. Now, Johnny, in the beginning, says that he's not on good terms with his dad because he didn't get first string quarterback. And this all happened like 2 weeks before this movie took place. And so
Yes.
he goes to see his mom and his dad. His dad gets up and farts.
Johnny walks into the room and tries to speak to his dad, who is not on good terms with him, and the dad just kind of looks up at him, and he just farts.
Yourself?
It's like a small fart, and it's almost quiet to the point where you don't know if
You have to like rewind it.
Yeah, you don't know if it was actually the dad or if it was just like the sound of something in the room they were with.
Yourself?
But he did end up farting.
And so then Johnny lies to his dad so that he is first string quarterback. The dad's all happy, but the turkey comes in and kills him, rips his head off, and then throws like a spiral to him, and he catches it, realizes his mom is dead, and now Johnny is parentless.
Yeah, he's got
And
no parents anymore.
the actors don't really seem to care about their parents or their friends. They just seem to go on with their day.
I mean, there's a lot that they still have a lot of life left beyond the lives of their parents. So I think they just intuitively knew that they needed to. Johnny says this at one point in the movie. He says, really eloquently, "Life is not like a playbook. He's got to roll. He's got to go with the flow of life." Because Johnny's a football player. If you didn't remember
Good
that.
stuff.
Okay.
After the girl is dead, they want to go to a library in hopes that they can find a book that will kill the turkey. The girl has the dad.
Yeah,
the girl,
Kristen's dad has a large collection of books.
Yeah.
Where they assume, rightfully so, like anybody would, that in a large collection of books, you're going to have a book
about turkeys.
Yeah, the
killer
cursed
turkeys.
Yeah.
So they go there. They have like this montage of
reading,
and Billy's learning to read from like a golden books, those kids' books, and then they find it, and then they figure out how to kill the turkey.
Yep. Yeah.
So after Johnny's parents die, the turkey heads over to the sheriff's house. The sheriff realizes that he has to partake in a contest of some sort. It's on the fridge.
Yeah,
and dresses up in a big turkey outfit. And who comes a knock on the door with some glasses?
The turkey, although as far as the father knows, it's one of his daughter's friends.
So they actually have it's a pretty hilarious scene. They're at the dinner table talking about the weather, and he calls him a chicken or something along a duck, and he kills him.
Yeah.
And I enjoy this scene because it's pretty funny to see the dad in the costume as well as the turkey dressed up. And
actually, you know what I just realized now? They're both in costume, but they're actually in each other's costume. The dad has a mustache, and the turkey is dressed up, like it's those glasses with the nose and the mustache. But the dad's dressed up as a turkey, and the turkey's dressed up like a human. I didn't actually put that together just now. Yeah.
So he kills the dad, and eventually, Hannibal Lecter style, rips off his face,
cuts his face off,
and then puts it on himself. And then the kids come to see the dad, and she must have forgot that she has to actually stand to talk to her dad, because she bends down to talk to the turkey, which is actually dressed up as the dad.
Yeah, when they get to the house, the turkey answers the door as the father with the father's face on, and they don't even seem to. She doesn't even seem to notice or care.
No. And so then after Billy realizes what's going on, he sees the dad with almost like spaghetti sauce on his face, and then the turkey runs away, and Billy doesn't want anything to do with it either. So after Billy leaves, he sees an image of a turkey, and he eats it, and the turkey goes into his stomach and just bursts his way out, and he dies. And then the friends discover him, and they sing this song, Billy, Billy, Billy.
And how they were best friends. Billy and, what's the nerd's name?
I don't remember.
I forget the nerd's name. But the nerd and Billy are good friends, and they have this montage of love and memories from the past.
Eating ice cream.
Yeah.
Some good times.
Billy, 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 you are my best friend.
So they're really just angry, and they want to kill the turkey, and then they go, and on the side of the road
is a teepee,
and he's making salad.
Yes. Now, this is what I found this really hilarious, that they were talking about how they were going to go and get the turkey inside, how they're going to capture him. I believe it was the girl, Kristen. She says that her and Johnny are going to go from the front entrance
of the teepee.
And go, and then the nerd was going to go around the back entrance.
How many entrances are in this teepee?
I don't know.
So they capture the turkey, and she says this really god-awful joke. It's time to kill the cock.
Oh, yeah.
Not the animal.
But they mean dick, that jerk.
So they capture the turkey, and then outside the teepee is the hermit, and he shoots the turkey and lands in a trash can that's full of radioactive waste. And they go home, completely forget that friends have died, family members have died.
They go back into the house where the girl's father is
like
literally
rotting,
laying there dead with no face.
and they turn on Night of the Living Dead, and they watch the movie like really, really close to each
Yeah,
other.
they were really cuddled in close.
It's like Johnny just had his girls like laying with him, and he was watching the movie, and then he asked the girl out. I think her name was Christy.
Christine, okay.
Kristen. He asks her out, and they start making love on the floor. He goes to the restroom, and the radioactive turkey is alive. And pretty actually gruesome scene. He rips out the tongue of the kid,
Yeah.
and then pecks his heart out. Johnny comes in and gets killed by an electric carver, and but he's not completely dead just yet.
Right. Very wounded.
And then his girlfriend now, his love of his life, comes in and burns the turkey. And as she's doing this, he actually dies of
Yeah.
wounds and bleeding out.
Bleeding out, basically. And then to burn the turkey, she actually took his little lighter that they use.
His pocket lighter.
Yeah, like a can of something, and kind of like did a flamethrower at the turkey.
And then
then
roast the turkey.
She hits the turkey with some sort of bat, and hits the turkey into these wooden stakes that they were supposed to use to burn it at the stake originally.
And so it leads us to the end. The turkey is actually cooked, and people are ready to enjoy it. And starts to shake, and has this famous line that you really love.
Yes, he goes, "Do I smell a sequel? Biatch!" And he jumps up off the table, and I'm assuming into somebody to kill.
And it's odd that there's a guy there with like some like Dollar Tree Thanksgiving
turkey,
hat.
Yeah.
So there you guys have it. That is Thankskilling in a nutshell. It's a really odd movie that was made for about $4,000 a few years ago, and probably turned in quite a profit with how many people have watched this movie. And
I would think so. It was on Netflix at one time.
so I mean, that's where they're getting their money, is Netflix.
Yeah.
So thank you guys for checking out this Thanksgiving special. Definitely check out Thankskilling if you have not seen it. I'm sure you can find it on the interwebs. I actually think the whole movie is on YouTube.
Oh, really?
So if you want to watch it there, you can probably watch it. But I had a blast talking about Thankskilling. I had a blast watching the movie. Got some pizza and chips and just sat down and watched this absurdity of a movie. It's one of those movies that's so bad, it's so good, and you just like laugh at everything that goes on in this movie.
I really liked it. I really like it.
I would like to watch the sequel
Yeah, me
sometime
too.
soon, because I don't really remember that movie too much. Maybe we'll talk about that next year.
Yeah.
So, thank you guys for checking out this special. My name is Justin, and this is my
Wayne.
best friend, Wayne. We watched this movie years ago, and it is good to kind of just revisit it, because I think it's a movie that you need to watch every year around the holidays. It's
I would.
you
Yeah.
know, Christmas movies you have like...
I mean, we went like 8 years not watching it every single year, as you
Well, it
recommend.
needs to become
but-
like a tradition. Like
Yeah.
Christmas time, you have like Elf and Jingle All the Way and Home Alone.
Yeah.
There's not many movies for Thanksgiving.
There is
like
not.
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Never seen it.
It's a John Candy movie, but check it out.
I like sweets.
Thankskilling needs to be one of those movies that people should watch every year. Thank you guys for checking out this video. If you guys like movie reviews, ranking videos, Funko Pop videos, make sure to subscribe to my channel, hit that bell notification down below. My name is Justin Watches Movies, and you guys stay classy here too.
Bye.